Welcome to The Right Focus, a podcast for writers, newbies, and veterans, and everyone in between. We're hosted by Emma Lee with the assistance of Remy Black and Edie Rooms, all from Writers Inc. Books. Our focus is productivity, process, craft, and tools. Each episode lasts as long as it takes to fix a quick dinner, drive a short commute, or take a brisk walk. Resources and links are in the show notes. Visit us at therightfocus.blogspot.com. Now, on to this week's episode. Beginning with this episode and continuing through August, The Right Focus has new additions to the Quick Tips for Writers series. 6 episodes of more writing tips from host Emma Lee, distilling over 10 years of published writing. Hopefully, you will find a spot of wisdom in each of the quick tips for writers. Tackling the next book requires 3 sets of 7. The plot 7 to determine the conflict that will drive the story. The 7 character sets that will develop the story's heart and mind, and the 7 writing stages. Our focus in this segment will be the 7 writing stages. I did not say 7 drafts of the novel, although I did write and rewrite and revise one of my novels 7 times. That novel, however, was early in my writing life, before I understood much of anything about story and character development and the writing itself. These are the 7 work stages. First, the rough draft. Take the plot 7, organize them for the chronological sequence of the story, and write the described scenes and all the intervening sequels. No tinkering, no editing, just writing. We're writing all the dialogue, all the actions, all the opinions and emotions, all the descriptions of setting, everything. This is the story, first to last, exactly the way you want it to be, telling the exact story that you want to tell. Since the difficult scenes were worked out in the plot 7, you really should have no days where you can claim to be blocked. You might have days on which you don't want to write, but that's writer's refusal, not a true block. Yes, you can go off track. When inspiration strikes, follow that ball as far as it flies. Make a note of any changes to your story, work your way back to the next scene or adjust the next scene, and continue on. Do not delete. If you decide to purge a scene, do not tear it up or throw it away. Just draw a line through it, put it to the back, and continue on. You may decide later to use it. If you never use it, at least it wasn't lost. Second stage, finish. Yes, this is an actual stage, and it is vitally important. Most wannabe writers never finish. They have dozens of started stories and none finished. Drafting a book is exceptionally difficult and very important. It requires persistence and determination. We cannot flit away at that enticing scent of the next story. We might want to be butterflies, but we are writers, and writers finish what they start. The story doesn't come to life until we finish it. And finishing teaches us that we can push through the hard scenes and sequels. Third stage, add to the draft. The revision steps requires a different mindset. We're not creating only, we are examining. We look for flaws in logic and sequence and fix those. We look for plot holes and character discrepancies and write the paragraph or half page or half scene that will fix the problem. We check our characters' thoughts and feelings for logical actions and reactions. Nothing makes a reader angrier than a character going off script. This is not going off the main storyline. Readers like the occasional digression. Off script means that the character no longer acts and reacts as their personality would dictate. If the character does change, then that needs to be a conscious action, a decision to change with the trials and backsliding that occurs when we try to break a habit. And behavior is a habit. From your revisions, create a new draft, a separate printout, or a separate document in your software. You should feel as if you have a better, richer story. Stage 4. Enhance that story. How do we enhance? We can add the occasional small metaphor, such as a rolling boulder for a problem that cannot be stopped, or a character who always nags being likened to a dripping faucet. We can associate a motif with a character, such as a crow with the antagonist, or a chipping chickadee with the dear desire. Look at your descriptions. Did you touch at least 3 of the 5 senses? Is that back alley dark and gritty? Do birds sing and flowers bloom in the lunchtime park? And be specific with your images. Instead of saying flowers, describe blue-petaled lupine and the shivering leaves of the silver maple, or a glistening pool with the mallard pears gliding across the surface. After a cancer diagnosis, a character might notice the sun reflected in the blank blue glass of a medical office building. Can we see the main characters? Provide the additional attributes one at a time over the course of several pages. Do not dump the description of the physical attributes as a list, and avoid the tried cliche of a character looking in the mirror for the description. Stage 5. Write the tagline, teaser, and the blurb. The tagline is the one sentence, about 10 words long, that describe the story. Here are 4 of mine. Regency mystery. A convenient marriage inconveniently causes murder. Historical mystery. Can an artist survive when murder paints with blood? Fantasy. Will the cook for a fairy feast become the final dish? Heist mystery. A double twist for a double theft. Each one sounds extremely simple. It took me hours. The blurb is the book description that we read in the online distributor's catalog or on the back of the paperback or the flyleaf of a hardbound novel. Both tagline and blurb should immediately hint at the genre and the story type. The book description should also offer an interesting one-liner about the protagonist. Then the job of the blurb is to provide a very intriguing opening situation. In the description, do not venture beyond the 25% mark of the story. We can entice the reader, not summarize the story. Writing these 2 can take several days. I hope it does, because we need a bit of distance between stage 4 and stage 6. 6th stage, editing. Even if you plan to hire an editor, you should still provide them with the best copy of your manuscript possible. I work from a printed copy. We see more errors on the printed page than on the screen. Science backs up this claim. Major proofreading services require their proofreaders to work with hard copies. Proofread the manuscript without any interruptions. I always spot something I missed in stage 3, logical holes, or incomplete descriptions, or dialogue that doesn't achieve what I wanted it to. Write your editing on the printout. Rewrite any scenes. Finish all corrections, and print out the new manuscript. Read it again, backwards. Write the corrections on the printout. This takes the words out of the expected form and enables you to see more typos. You can do this in chunks. Finish all corrections. If the printout looks messy, print the whole manuscript again, or just print the specific messy pages. And read it front to back a 3rd time. Definitely do this last read in chunks. And finish corrections. Now you have only formatting to firm up, and your manuscript is ready for publishing, whether you are indie publishing or sending to an agent or an editor at a traditional publishing house. 7th stage, promotions. Finishing the manuscript is not finishing with the story. We have promotions to work out. Plan the ads you want to purchase and write the ad copy. usually a version of your teaser with the story's availability. Create the post you want to make on your website. Decide the means of social media you will use. Pick 2 or 3 to focus upon and write the post copy specific to that media. Short statements for X, longer info for Facebook, scripts for Instagram and TikTok. My cover designer provides images, many with titles and headings for promotions. I usually work out the headings for these images before I contract for the cover, back at stage 5. And I send my cover designer everything at once. Sometimes I work behind after I've finished the manuscript. Other writers use services like Canva that allows you personally to combine images with ad copy. These are the 7 stages, start to complete, for any story. Writing is more than putting words on the page. Thanks for listening to The Write Focus, a podcast for writers at all levels, hosted by Emma Lee from Writers Inc. Books, assisted by Remy Black and Edie Runes. Our focus is productivity, process, craft, and tools. Music is licensed through Audio Jungle, called Background Music Loop. Its creator is Alexander Polishchuk, known on Audio Jungle as Plastic 3. The music comes in different iterations. Show notes and resource links for this and other episodes can be found at thewritefocus.blogspot.com. Write to us at workbooks@aol.com when you have questions, comments, and speculations. We will try to answer you as quickly as possible. By the way, we will not mind your email address. That's rude. If you find value in our content, share with your writing friends or write a review. We're small beans here without the advertising budget of the big peeps, and you can make a difference. And whatever occurs, write on.